Hello everyone, this is Joel Davis with United Medical Transportation Providers Group. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I encourage you to watch the entire video as I'm going to be reading someone's email that is going to prove to be a great training ground for many of you. So I think a lot of you are going to get some good tidbits of information as I go through this video and read this email. First and foremost, in response to my previous email where I talked about Uber, Lyft, and the brokers, it sounded like we had some really good responses. Dan said we got a lot of emails, which is great. We always appreciate it. He did mention it sounded like maybe I offended a couple of you Uber, Lyft, cabbies, for which I am not sorry. So I apologize for not apologizing when I say that technology is phasing you out. All you have to do is do some simple searches for the recent press releases from Uber, the Lyfts, all these car manufacturers, everyone who's investing in all this technology. I'll say it again. You are being phased out. You are being replaced. You are investing into building your own job and helping someone else get rich as they systematically build and research the R&D and technology to phase you out. So that's the future. That's what's going to happen. I don't apologize for saying that. I don't apologize for saying that $15 per hour minimum wage is going to kill a lot of jobs, because guess what? Go into any McDonald's right now. Look how much technology is. Go to any of these restaurants where they have those little kiosks where you can check yourself out, check yourself in, order. That's the future. It is what it is, and I apologize. This isn't Joel Davis inventing it. It's the future. And again, if you're an independent operator right now, I'm not hating on you. I love you. I want to see you make as much money as possible. I literally have a small army of independent operators that work for me in 5 different states. I love my independent operators. I love all my contractors. The difference is I help them make 70 and 80% for everything they do. I'm not like a logistic here or anything that only pays on 30 and 40%. I help them make money, because the more money they make, the more money I make. So I make a lot of money with independent contractors, and I love you. So don't think I have something against independent operators. I don't. But if you're an independent operator and you want to stay an independent operator, keep doing what you're doing. If you start as an independent operator and you want to scale your business and transform yourself to being a thriving business, then that's where you and I need to sit down and have a conversation. You need to study the material so you can continue to build and grow your business. Which leads me to this email. Again, Dan said we get a lot of emails on a daily basis, and I'm going to be honest with you, Dan and Dawn and Charlie, those are my filters. They help read through all the emails and determine what I need to see and what I don't see. So, because we just get so much. And again, I thank you all for your emails. But this entrepreneur, I'm going to read her email. I have not worked with her. She and I don't think we've corresponded before, but I've not worked with her. And clearly by reading this, she has not studied my material. She writes, I'd like to discuss a situation I am currently going through with a broker, Logisticare. And then she names her state. I am currently a subcontractor with this broker, and since we started working with this broker, we get a ridiculous amount of trips daily. In other words, very little volume of trips, to the point that it sometimes isn't enough to even cover payroll, when in reality there is another provider in the same county swamped by the amount of trips that he is getting only with Logisticare for sure. I have been interviewing potential drivers that come to me from this provider because they are looking to quit since they cannot stand the amount of trips they get daily. It's too much for them, and here I am waiting and begging for trips every day with this broker, regardless of how many times I've mentioned that I need more trips. My company vehicles are all brand new 2017. I only hired the best professional and caring drivers. We barely have any complaints on our work performance. I have contacted the manager, regional manager, and the dispatcher requesting more trips every day, but yet nothing happens. Same ridiculous amount of trips. So I am wondering, what is the best way to approach a situation like this to be able to get more trips? This is really an abuse and unfair treatment to my company from this broker. I have even mentioned to Logisticare that I am able to bring in more vehicles into the company in order to be more viable in this county, since I know that there is a need. I am really frustrated about all this, and am beginning to think that I am being discriminated in this male-dominated industry. I have invested a lot of money, time, and the whole process is waiting. In the whole process, waiting after I submitted my application. Thank you for all your time, and I hope to hear from you soon. Sincerely, and then her name. Let me start backwards. There's so much to unpack here, and I guarantee I can't get it all in this one video. But let me start backwards and work forward. In regards to discrimination, again, I am not defending Logisticare. Logisticare has no love for Joel Davis, nor do I them. I battle him every day and twice on Sunday as I continue to help all my client providers. But I highly doubt you're being discriminated against for being female. I say that only because I work with so many female business-owned enterprises that contract with Logisticare and all these other brokers. I work with 1,000,001 minority businesses from all different backgrounds and religions and everything. So, and I'm not saying, I'm not defending Logisticare, but I highly doubt you're being discriminated against. You mentioned that this is unfair treatment. I'm going to be honest with you. You are not entitled to anything. Here's what's happening, and I've told you. Logisticare is the nation's largest and worst broker, followed by MTM. Again, it is a pet alligator. You can love your pet alligator all you want, but don't ever think that alligator is capable of loving you back. You're trying to love something that cannot love you back. Logisticare, you want to embrace and build your business around, and you want to call Logisticare. I guarantee you Logisticare is laughing at you. And I don't say that to disparage you, but I guarantee you, only because I've talked to so many people who used to work for Logisticare and the conversations they have and how they're structured. You're positioning yourself to be desperate, and right now they're laughing at you. And I'm not saying that to disparage you, so please don't take that personal. But you're calling everybody. They see how desperate you are. You're willing to invest all this money into new vehicles, all these new vehicles. Clearly, you haven't studied my material, because that is not a control growth strategy. I never would have advised you to do that. So you've invested all this money into new assets, and yet you've never invested in learning as much as you possibly can. But again, going back to Logisticare, you're trying to love someone who can't love you back. Do you know how many people, and this is going to be earth-shattering. Pay attention to what I'm about to say, everybody who's watching this video. This is going to be earth-shattering. Not everybody who needs assisted transportation, not everybody who needs non-emergency medical transportation is on Medicaid. Do you know how many people right now, how many elderly people fell, broke a hip, they're on a stretcher, they can never, and they're not on Medicaid, they can never do a rideshare program. Do you know how many people have gone through chemo, radiation, maybe they're suffering from neuropathy, maybe their ankles are swollen, they can't walk as well, so now they're wheelchair bound while they do treatments, and they're not on Medicaid. Do you know how many of those people, they can't do rideshare? Do you know how many people are maybe from a dementia ward, or maybe they have some type of mental incapacitation or something, and maybe they need assistance, maybe an aide has to go with them, and they're not on Medicaid? They absolutely can't. They can't use rideshare programs. Or how many people maybe they suffered an accident and their lag needs to be elevated. They can't do rideshare. It's never going to happen. Again, I go back to what I just said. Not everybody who needs assisted transportation, not everybody who needs non-emergency transportation is on Medicaid. So stop focusing your entire efforts and all your money and your entire business strategies on pursuing Logisticare and all these Medicaid brokers. That is the low-hanging fruit. You have all this money to get brand new vehicles and able to go get more, and you're pursuing the low-hanging fruit. You need to completely, I call it you need to be a transformational leader, a transformational entrepreneur. You need to literally transform your entire business model. From your strategies to your thought process, everything needs to be transformed. Even the way you approach your competitor, you're talking about his trip volume. Again, I don't care if he has 100, 200 trips a day. I don't care about his trip volume. I care about his profitability. For all you know, they're trying to stack up, Logisticare is trying to stack up all his transports to structure, as they transform their business model into being more of a rideshare program. They're trying to stack it. And again, I'm just off of what you're telling me in this email, I can only speculate. Maybe they're trying to stack all their trips, and they're overburdening his drivers. We don't know how much money he's making. He could be doing 200 trips a day, but not making any profit. I'd rather have 20 trips a day that are highly profitable than 200 trips that aren't making me any money. So don't count someone else's beans. Don't compare yourself to someone else. Again, I will go back to what I've said time and time again, and I say it to everybody. Before you spend any money in any assets, before you sign any agreement with any broker, study my material so that you can learn how to be a highly effective and highly profitable business. There is so much money to be made. I mean, you even said how much work this guy's getting just from Logisticare. And again, that's only Medicaid. There's so many other sources of money to be made in this industry. And you're a female, you know how much work is out there? You can go after contract work. if you're a minority business-owned enterprise, a disadvantaged business enterprise, a woman-owned enterprise, a veteran-owned business, there is so much contracted work that you can go after. And again, I'll say what I said in the last video. Fact, elderly population is going to double by the year 2030. Boom. What else you got to say? Opportunities there. And guess what? They are not all these elderly people as the population doubles by the year 2030. They're not all going to be on Medicaid, which means they all have demand. They all have need. How are they going to get to where they need to go? How are they going to get to their treatments? How are they going to get to all their various appointments? The demand is only going to continue to increase. You need to position yourself properly to go after the contracts and the service agreements, to go after making serious money. You need to learn this. There's going to be some people who are going to remain independent operators because they don't know any better. They don't know how to scale their business. They don't want to invest in any material. There's going to be other people like you who are doing the field of dreams. They're implementing the field of dreams strategy. Build it and they will come. That is not how you build a highly effective, highly efficient, and highly profitable business. You need to, because of everything you just shared here, you need to become a transformational leader, a transformational entrepreneur, and you need to completely transform your entire business model, which means you start by transforming your thought process and transforming your strategies of implementation. So, and again, I have nothing against independent operators, independent contractors. I love them. I employ a small army of them, lots of them. So again, don't take offense to that when I say that technology is phasing you out, because I have a lot of people out there who are independent contractors making a lot of money, and we're going to continue to make money. So nothing but love for you. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for all your emails. Continue to send them. I'm going to be honest with you. I personally do not get to see them all, only because of my schedule and how many we get. For some of you who do send all the hater emails, I apologize. I don't even have time for them. I don't. I apologize. But thank you so much for sending me the good stuff. So continue to invest in your education. What you don't know can hurt you. So invest, because this is a transformational industry that's going to continue to grow and change. And as always, remember, I will see you at the top.